For numbers 4 and 5, we're using this figure. We're writing the similarity statement and telling why the triangles are similar. So for these particular problems, it doesn't ask us if they are similar. They're telling us for sure they are, since they're asking us to write the similarity statement and tell why they're similar. Remember, there's just 3 reasons to pick from as to why triangles are similar. We have angle, angle as a shortcut, side, angle, side as a shortcut, and side, side, side as a shortcut. We can quickly eliminate one of these options since we're not given any information about the third pair of sides. So side, side, side is not an option here. As far as angles go, the only angle pair that I know for sure is congruent are these vertical angles formed by these intersecting lines. So since I don't have a second angle pair, I can eliminate angle, angle as well. Now if I had been given that these sides are parallel, then I would be able to show that the alternate interior angles would also be congruent, and I could use angle, angle. But I do not know that these are parallel sides. So my only option is side, angle, side, which would mean we have 2 pair of proportional sides. When I go to check to make sure that they're proportional, be careful which ones you say correspond to each other. In this case, the 27 and the 24 are not corresponding sides. Remember, the largest side of this triangle has to correspond to the largest of this triangle. So we would look at the 36 corresponding to the 24, and that means that the smaller of the 2 sides would correspond. So the 27 of the first triangle corresponds to the 18 of the second. So both of them have set up as first triangle over second triangle. So to see if these are indeed proportional, you have 2 options. You can either reduce both of these fractions, and you can use your calculator to help you with that. 36 over 24 would reduce to 3 halves, and 27 over 18 would reduce to 3 halves. Your other option is to cross multiply and check to make sure their cross products are exactly the same. So 36 times 18 is 648. 27 times 24 is also 648. So either way, we show that yes, we have 2 pair of proportional sides, and the angle between those sides, which we call the included angle, are congruent to each other. So these 2 triangles are similar by side, angle, side. Some things to check for when you're looking at whether triangles are similar or not that can be sometimes a little tricky is remember that sometimes your 2 triangles will include or have the same angle that is part of both triangles. So in this case, when I draw these 2 triangles, I have a smaller one within a larger one. Don't forget that an angle is always congruent to itself, so you might want to always check for that as well. If you have 2 triangles that have a common side with one another, don't forget that that side would be congruent to itself. So both triangles have that same side, then that side has to be congruent to itself. Now when we write the similarity statement, remember we're going to name the first triangle alphabetically. So the one on the left has A, B, and E in alphabetical order. So when we go to name the second triangle, we want to show the corresponding parts in the right order. So now that I know for sure these 2 triangles are similar by side, angle, side, I know all the corresponding angles are congruent and all the corresponding sides are proportional. So when I go to see which angles are congruent, if I look at A, angle A is the first angle mentioned here. Angle A is formed by the side that has a length of 27 and the unmarked side. Well, I know for sure the side that's unmarked over here is CD, and I want the angle between the unmarked side and the side that corresponds to the 27. So remember, the 27 corresponds to the 18. So I'm looking for the angle formed by the 18 and the unmarked side being angle D. So I know angle A corresponds to angle D, and therefore they're congruent. So obviously the other pair of angles, E, would be corresponding to angle C. So when I go to name my triangle, A has 2 arcs, D has 2 arcs. B is congruent to B because those were vertical angles, and then E would correspond to C.